What is up, guys? Bet y'all thought I was dead, but I am back. I have arisen on the 5,000th day since I last uploaded. But we back here. We back here with the Sky Striker Fluffals. I still think this mix is really good. And if you guys haven't watched my last video, I'll link it down below. I go over the main reasons why I think it's so good. But yeah, I made a few changes to both the main, extra, and side. So yeah, we're just gonna go over them real fast. So of course we still playing the 3-dog. This is the best card in Fluffals by far. It's just your Stratos. You always want to see this card in your opening hand or a way to get to it. So yeah, you play the one owl. It searches for poly, so you got to play it. There are hands where you open no poly, but too many Fluffals. And you do have a way to search a Fluffal, so it's like you search for owl and you get the poly because that's your way of playing. Yeah, so we played 3 wings and then 3 bear. Wings and bear are obviously broken together. It's like the main combo of this deck. It's the +3, so you play it. 2 penguin. This card's great. You can open it, you can search it. That's why we only play 2. I've considered cutting it up to 1 actually. It's like, but it's still fine to open. And it doesn't really help. It can help facilitate link plays. Can help you make Phoenix, so it's not that bad to open. And then we play the 1 cat. This helps extend your combos a little bit farther. Helps you push for game when you need to. We play 3 chain and 1 saber. Saber obviously being the garnet of the deck because the only thing it does is allow you to make the 2 good fusions that you need to make with it. So, but otherwise its effect is pretty lame. Chain obviously being really good, having a great effect that allows you to search. One of the 3 targets that we play Patchwork obviously at 3. This is most of the time this is what you're searching off of chain, but later in the game you're going to want these 2. This is Miracle Fusion and this is once per turn fusion. This is basically just a search while polymerization, which is very important. I think this card is underrated right now and you should still be playing it even though Patchwork exists. 3 poly. I wish this archetype had a better archetype polymerization other than just original poly, but alas, we are stuck with just vanilla poly, so we play it. We play all 3. 3 toy vendor. This is like part of the reason the deck is good. Obviously wings is like the reason the deck is good, but if this card wasn't so good by itself, wings wouldn't be great. So this card, whenever it goes to the grave, searching a Fluffal. So yep. We play 2 twin. I believe that playing less cards that don't facilitate your main combo in this deck is correct, because it's pretty easy to brick on like a bunch of non-engine cards in this deck, because a lot of your combos are 2 to 3 card, or not 2 to 3 card combos, that's correct. 2 to 3 card combos, and you really just need to see those combos rather than focusing on disruption or destruction of back row and that of the like. 2 foolish goods. This is basically Rhoda in this deck because it sends the vendor and then you get to search the dog and then dog gets you into anything. This is just a great starter card. I've honestly considered bumping it to 3. But opening 2 is just really bad, so I'm not sure. Has to be tested still. 2 Call by the Grave. This deck loses really hard to both Ash and Droll, especially Droll. You just cannot kill through Droll at all, and if they're smart and they Ash the wings, then you'll lose there as well. So, yep. Definitely playing that. I still think this is a really good engine in this deck. While it's not mandatory, if you do have access to these cards, I think you should be playing them. Engage is just so good, and you're able to load up on spells so easily in this deck. You play over half this deck is spells, so you're able, and a lot of them are just a search spell, and a lot of them go straight to grave, and yeah, I don't even need to tell you how good they are, but these are my three targets. So we play the one Eagle Booster. That's probably the one that you're thinking is different, but the one Eagle Booster allows Tiger to always go through, basically. The only thing that can stop it at that point is Strike, but if you just put Cat on the chain link, then they can't strike it. So, yeah, this prevents like impermanence, protocol, all that kind of stuff. Valor. Yeah, it's just really good, honestly. It also prevents Ogre on your Sabertooth, which is nice. Drones, I added this in since my last profile because I realized that making Lance for links is actually really good, and drones is a one-card link too. So, yeah, we're playing it now over the afterburners that we were playing in the last time we showed this. I've changed the ratios in the extra deck a little bit, so we're playing 2-2 now. Oh, whoa, weird. 2-2 now. Two of each of the level 8s. I don't like cutting Sabertooth to less than 3, honestly. It hurts your grind game a lot to not play 3 Sabertooth, but the extra deck was just getting so tight, and with the addition of the Sky Striker Link monster, since we put in drones, I just had to cut it to 2. But honestly, you can still play perfectly fine without it if you play smart and you manage your resources well. So we play one of each of the other ones. They're all these two are very situation dependent, and then this one is very matchup dependent. Yeah. So, but you do need them all at some point. I've actually, in my last profile, I said I might cut sheep. I really don't think I'm cutting sheep. It's just come up a lot, and I think it's still worth playing the one. I play one Titanic Galaxy and one Photon Lord. I believe both these cards are amazing in this deck. If you know what you're playing against, it's just very good to make either one against that deck and negate either a monster effect or a spell effect. When you're forced to go first, these are your go-to plays. Basically, you just want to get one Kraken, one Sabertooth on board, and then make one of these. So yeah, very good, very good. One Lance Phalanxus. This is the best Link 2 for this deck, unfortunately. It's just good in every situation that, like any combination of monsters that you could have can make this, which is why it's so important. There are better Link 2s you could probably play, but they wouldn't be good with any combination of monsters, so I feel like this is just the most versatile for the amount of space that I'm willing to put into Link 2s in this deck. So, yeah, just playing the one of this, and then we're playing one Unicorn, one Phoenix. Both of them help out Floodgates and other annoying cards that I wouldn't be able to out otherwise because this deck doesn't play a lot of spot removal. I play the one Link Karibo. So this card with wings, it helps you put the wings in grave. It also clears up your main monster zones for Sky Striker cards, so I really like playing this card. It's also a solid turn 1 play. It's not super, obviously it's not the best turn 1 play, but you know, as far as Fluffal goes, really the best turn 1 play is just making your rank 8. So, you know, this is still solid. And then we play one Kaguri, one Hayate. Kaguri is obviously the best one, and then Hayate points down, which is important because you don't want your Link monster that's stuck in the extra monster zone to be pointing up when you're playing a deck that needs to summon for the extra deck. So you need to play the one Hayate. Also, the one Hayate comes up when you open the drones, and then you can like make the Hayate attack directly, send the engage, and then main phase 2 make the Kaguri to add back the engage, and then go from there. We play this is for the side deck. We play 3 Surfer Dude. Still one of my favorite cards to side in this deck. I honestly underestimated this card when I first built this deck. I felt like he wasn't as good, but now I'm actually really sold on this. I'm really sold on the idea of playing it. So, yeah, definitely try this out if you haven't already. It's really good against Rogue. It also really helps in Altergeist and Trickstar, which are pretty hard matchups. So definitely try it out. I'm playing one Denko. This helps against like Paleo and just like other weird back row decks because those are getting really popular lately. A lot of people at my locals are playing them, and even people at the higher events have started to pick up on like Paleo's not that bad this format. So yeah, I'm kind of liking the one Denko. It's kind of just a sack card, but whatever. Two Droll. This is the one card that you can. This is the one hand trap that you can use that just says stop the opponent's turn, rather than other hand traps like Ash and Ogre. They'll stop a card, but they won't stop the turn. Like they'll stop a card, but if if a deck has enough extenders, they'll be able to and they're able to play through that hand trap. You will still the outcome will be the same, where you just get blown out. So I feel like when this resolves, you can really guarantee that they're not gonna extra link you, or they're not gonna completely blow you out. Two Lancea. Against Thunder Dragon, this card is really good. It helps that they don't make double Colossus, and sometimes they can even make it so they can't make one Colossus, which is obviously the hope, but probably won't happen. That deck pretty much always can make Colossus at the very least. Like, they'll always make Colossus, and sometimes it's just enough to beat you, but really just making it so they can't make double Colossus is super important because of this card. So you need to be able to out a Colossus, as well as just Gamma is good in other matchups as well. There are other cards that you just won't be able to get around, and Gamma Seal can. So yeah, that's super nice. As I was saying before, if you Lancea them on their gold sarcophagus, they probably won't be able to make the second. Jeez, what am I trying to say? The second Colossus, and then you'll be fine to just Gamma Seal the one and then go off from there. The one Afterburners, this is good in the Draco matchup, and the Altergeist matchup, and the just backward decks in general matchup. Another twin. And then we play, instead of the strikes that I was citing last time, I played the D-Barrier now, because the Invoked matchup is actually pretty hard, because they will always make you go first, which is just so annoying, because going first with this deck is so hard, especially against a deck like Invoked, so which just plays a billion hand traps, and this deck does not have fun against hand traps, so yeah, when they make you go first, you need to have this card, and then you can just stop their you can just stop their invocation, and then there's just no way for them to play around this card. So I think this card is super important. It's also pretty good against Cyber Dragons. They won't kill you through it. So, and Cyber Dragons is another deck that will always make you go first, which is why I brought that up. All right, and that's it for the deck profile this time. See you next time. Peace.